Okay, so hear me out. I was bisexual my entire life, and then came out as a lesbian almost 4 years ago now. But when I realized recently, actually, all of the fucking elevation in my life that has come from decentering men in every fucking area of it, in your spiritual spaces, in your practices, in who you're getting educated by, and who you're being taught by, in community, everything. When I prioritized women and also just centered myself and women, when all the bad bitches decide what planet that they're going to after we fuck this one, invite me because I will throw.
I'm telling you, fellas, they don't want you, right? And I'm not talking about all women, but there's a Kehlani, right? Major singer. Didn't expect for this to pop up on my timeline. Nobody had to send this to me. This was the first thing that opened up when I opened up social media today. And once I looked at it and I seen the caption, I was expecting for it to be something around a tour or whatever, but all she's doing is jumping on the bandwagon right after all of the regular women on social media so that she can continue to catch a wave and capitalize off of all of the trauma that's happening. And this is one of the reasons why I keep telling y'all, stop following women. Y'all followed them to the polls and they tried to lead y'all into destruction. Y'all following them in a family court, leading y'all into the destruction. The moment that y'all stop embracing all of these feminist movements, and again, I'm not even talking to women right now because they so easily impressionable. The thing that you're going to crash out over and you can't then hold men accountable for it, that's just what it is. Like, you got to let them learn. And if they didn't have strong fathers in their lives, if they didn't have a strong family structure in their lives, then it's not going to matter anyway. Once they get past a certain age, God going to have to reveal it to them, and then they're going to have to make the decision for themselves. So it's nothing that you can do. We're no longer trying to convince women, but we don't want women to then get mad when a lot of these guys say, hey, wait a minute, why you want to take my microphone from having a conversation with my guys on the reality of what guys are facing when it comes to strong families, when it comes to doing the right thing, when it comes to structure within a society, and it extends. The reason why I was telling guys, because obviously going into the new year into 2025, the conversation is always, okay, when will men and women come together? When will there no longer be a gender war? And what I'm telling you and what she's promoting to the general public, because one of the most influential things that you can do is resonate through vision and through your hearing. And that's why music is so powerful. That's why social media is so powerful. What they're basically saying is, let's throw down the gauntlet and we not effing with y'all like that, right? Now, obviously, we know that if you're a winner, then you're going to be a winner and you're going to be able to be successful regardless. So it really doesn't matter. But I don't speak to the minority of men that will obviously be able to do whatever it is they want to do anyway, because regardless of how you feel, men are always going to be stronger. Men are always going to control the world. And even though we've civilized the world well enough and through technology to allow for women to be able to thrive the way that they're thriving, you know what I'm saying? And they revolted and they being incredibly rebellious, it really doesn't matter. The winners are going to win and the losers are going to lose. However, they're going against their nature, and then at the same time, they're going against you and trying to basically, influence everything that's going on in popular culture and life. And this is why the gender war is a very important war. It is one of the most important wars in our lifetime because it is a war on tradition. It is a war on your families. It is a war on your mindset. And so they're now imparting these same feminist talking points into their children. Single mothers often at times turn bitter. And if you really want to deep dive into it and you really want to get into statistics, now that we have a reasonable amount of data to lean into, okay, so what happened during this time where women now have been able to be married to women, and also, of course, we still have the normal heterosexual marriages, and then you got men being married to men and all of this stuff. The highest divorce rate and the most anger comes from women that are married to women. It is from lesbians. So it's chaos and it's rumbling within themselves. And then you talk to a lot of women, and it doesn't matter which part of the sexual spectrum that they're on, they will tell you that women are some of the most difficult beings to get along with. So whatever they're saying in the comments is completely different than what they're experiencing in real life. However, by default, regardless of how long they've been lesbian and all of this stuff and the bad choices that they make, what it does is it prevents them from taking accountability from the things that they decided to put themselves into, the men that they decided to date, the people that they decided to surround themselves with, and the company that they keep. And it prevents them from taking accountability and saying, you know what? I want to decenter men, and I'm gonna blame it on patriarchy. I'm gonna blame it on men. My life is so awesome as a result of it. Look at the person and all of the tattoos and all of the wild shit that they basically project, and then also the music. But then y'all are still, you know what I'm saying, rock out with them, listen to their music and all of this stuff. And basically, what they're doing is they're empowering each other to be rebellious against traditional values, yet they still want you to come to the table and fix shit, marry them, do all of this masculine stuff, and then they raise their sons to be extra sassy or to be just like them. It is probably one of the most irresponsible things from an overall perspective, from a societal perspective. You know, I just did a review video yesterday and we had a conversation on After Hours about something that I wasn't even familiar with. They was championing each other as far as taking a Plan C. I didn't even know that the Plan C existed until yesterday. And it is basically, eliminating a pregnancy as far as a decent amount of time into the pregnancy itself. It's demonic. It's absolute demonic. And so this is what y'all want. Now y'all want a woman president. Y'all want women governors. Y'all want women legislators. They don't speak to you. They don't speak to your issues. Feminism absolutely project them to be the leaders while at the same time advocating against family court laws, updating family court laws and all of that. But y'all want to still align with them and they're not aligning with y'all. And so this is why I keep telling y'all that diversity, equity, and inclusion and even identity politics, it's not for you. It's for them to fall into the same trap that they was falling into when first wave feminism started to entice them to break up their homes. And it's also to divest against you and take all of your resources, take everything that you've built, and then basically demonize you by default, not on an individual level. No, it's not that guy, it's men in general. And now they saying that we want to completely decenter ourselves from men and do what we want to do. I think that you should let them. There's nothing better than a lesson taught by being a hard ass. Nothing better than a lesson taught by doing something rebellious. And let them divest themselves. Let them no longer center you. Let them not be a part of your life. One of the reasons that they're revolting is that it's too many of them anyway that's doing things that's not conducive to the lifestyle. And that's why they continue to subject themselves to things that's unworthy of you. You are a king. Stop letting women control you. You should have decentered women a long time ago. They are going to be there regardless, I'm telling you. They are going to be there regardless. It does not matter what you think, right? If you are a winner, you're going to be a winner. And we don't want all of them. We just want the ones that's feminine. We want the ones that lean into their greatness. We want the ones that actually want to, be equally yoked, that's of God, that's rocking out with us and is going in the direction that we're going in. You don't need them all. I promise you. You don't need them all because all you're doing is giving yourself a headache and a chance to catch a bunch of diseases from women that's been fucked over by dudes that didn't give a fuck about them. And there was a minority of men that just created the narrative for these type of women that don't pick regular guys. They don't pick the good guys. They don't pick the engineers. They want rappers, scammers, and dudes that's not doing the things that they supposed to do. And that's why they want to decenter men. They don't want to take accountability for who they are. They want to push all of their projections and all of their issues on the people that ain't got nothing to do with them. Pay attention. I'm just warning you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.